You may not believe this, but there's actually a lot of people out there that don't drink in the tiki community. Now, they don't have to be left out of the fun. There's Straight-Edge Tiki. Straight-Edge Tiki is essentially non-alcoholic tiki cocktails. It's a term I came up with, but we're going to talk about Straight-Edge Tiki today and how, even if you don't drink alcohol, you can still be part of the tiki lifestyle. Hi everyone, my name is Ray, or some of you might know me as Tiki with Ray, and today I am in Washougal, Washington. I'm in a home tiki bar called the Cave of Kungaloosh, and the guy who owns this place is none other than Darren.
Howdy.
You want to say a couple words about your place?
Welcome to my place. Yes, I've been in this place for a little over 2 years now. The name, of course, Ray did a wonderful write-up on my bar. A little over a year ago,
yeah.
Back in July.
Yep.
And the reason why it's called the Cave of Kungaloosh is because there used to be at Walt Disney World an incredible club in their Pleasure Island area of downtown Disney called the Adventurers Club, which really had the spirit of tiki. Even though it was not a tiki-themed bar, there were still a lot of tiki elements to it. Very kind of like Adventureland at Walt Disney World and Disneyland. But they had a drink there called the Kungaloosh. And when you ordered the Kungaloosh, if you were sitting in a certain part of the bar, the seats would lower. And actually at Trader Sam's, they jam. No, at Trader Sam's.
Was that the name of the bar in the 80s?
Yeah. At Trader Sam's, they actually still have a bar stool that lowers if you order a Kungaloosh there. So it's actually really, really cool. So I decided to call this place, out of my nostalgia and love for Disney, the Cave of Kungaloosh. So that's why it got its awesome.
So whenever I do a write-up of someone's home tiki bar, I always send them questions to answer. And one of the questions I usually ask is, what is your favorite drink? So when I sent my questions to Darren, he writes back and he's like, I don't drink alcohol. And it kind of took me back for a second. I'm like, what? How could you be into tiki? How could you be in, and let alone have your own home tiki bar, and then you don't drink alcohol? And then you were actually saying that there's some drinks. There's a place in Portland called Hale Pele, and Darren was saying that, yeah, they have tiki drinks that are non-alcoholic and they're great. What were those drinks?
So it's an interesting story. Sierra, who's one of the main bartenders there, is a friend of ours, and just a wonderful human being. And I was sitting at the front of the bar. This is a few years ago, and she knew I didn't drink, and I said, could you just make me something? Could you surprise me with something? And then she just kind of asked me what any good bartender, when they're just going to make you something, would ask you, well, what do you like? And my favorite thing in a drink is ginger. So I said ginger, a little bit of sugar, some lime, stuff like that. And she said, I have an idea. I've been working on this thing, and tell me what you think. And so she came back, gave it to me, and I said, what's it called? She said, Kiss My Kukui. Mm-hmm. And so I went ahead and had a drink. And I'm like, oh my God, this is the most amazing thing on the planet. Ironically enough, when she went to do that Iron Tiki tender thing that she did at TikiCon a couple years ago, she used that drink in her competition that was inspired, and she actually won the competition because of it.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, and
Rightfully so.
I think what this did with this kind of just made this big trend. Like, oh my God, we can actually make tiki drinks without alcohol, and people can still experience tiki without that part.
Actually, why don't we do that right now? Jamie, you made us some drinks here.
I did. I made a drink from. There's a couple of mocktail books out there. We have 0 proof cocktails and kitty cocktails, which isn't just for kids, but really cute illustrations. And the one I made today is from the Kitty Cocktails book, and it is called the Little Pink Pearl.
The Little Pink Pearl.
And so it's got grapefruit juice, and it has orgeat, and it has lime juice, and I want to say it's a 2:1.5 ratio of those things. And that is what we're drinking today. I haven't tried it before, so hopefully it's good.
It smelled really good. I hadn't tried it either. So we're going to try it. Hey, everybody, cheers.
Cheers.
Straight-Edge Tiki.
Straight-Edge Tiki.
Awesome. And to good friends.
Cheers.
To good friends.
Cheers.
And to Tiki.
And
To all
to
you guys
Tiki.
out there.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, that's
That's
really
It's actually
good.
pretty damn good.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. And see, that's the thing
good.
I like. People who don't drink can still be very, very much a part of this scene because I still think you can get a full like experience in a drink without the alcohol. And you know, that's kind of been the debate. There's a lot more popularity around people not drinking.
Yeah.
And still wanting to get the experience of kind of mixology. And the tiki scene. So
He
it's,
wants to just order a soda when you go into a bar.
Exactly.
Or a
And
glass
I-
of water. It's
but
not very
you see,
exciting.
people like Sierra, I mean, they really kind of recognize that, and they understand that people who don't drink also want the same experience, and they're really working diligently, I think, these days to try to do that. I mean, it's been pretty awesome.
Yeah, you actually threw me for a loop because I remember thinking like, well, how can you be into tiki when kind of like the main thing of the whole thing is the drinks? And I thought about it, and I thought about it, and I was really, I guess the word I would say is skeptical. And then I came up with an idea, and I'm like, well, all right. I mean, and I thought, why don't we set up a day? I'll come down, we'll go to Holly Paley, and all we will do is we'll just drink non-alcoholic drinks. Now, that's pretty much how you would do it anyway, but for someone who drinks like myself, I'm like, well, can I go and do this and have a good time? So we set up a date, and we came down as me, Darren, Jamie, and my photographer Dieter, and we all ordered Straight-Edge Tiki drinks. Well, I came up with the name Straight-Edge. Straight-Edge comes from a band called Minor Threat. They were a band from the 80s, and they sang about literally not drinking or not doing drugs, and and I used to be straight edge back when I was in my 20s. Well, obviously I'm not anymore. So
Understatement.
but I'm straight edge right now though. So I thought, all right, well, I had to come up with a name for the post, and I'm like, all right, Straight Edge Tiki. There you go, rolls right off the tongue. So we went and we ordered these drinks, and I was blown away. Like they were just incredible. In fact, they were more textured than some actual tiki drinks that I've had. And then we had the Kiss My Kahui.
Yeah, we started off with the Kiss My Kahui. I said Kakui.
I think it is Kukui.
Kakui. Sarah, correct us.
Yeah.
But and we started off with that. But, you know, one thing that's really cool about any really, really amazing bartender is that they love challenges and they always want to try something different or be inspired by what people want to taste. And so after we did that, we decided to kind of push the envelope a little bit with Sierra. What did you say? It was great.
So I do drink, but because we were doing Straight Edge Tiki, I wanted a drink that was more like what I typically order when I order a tiki beverage, which, like a Jet Pilot, for example, is one of my all-time favorite tiki drinks. Not very fruity,
No.
very, very spicy, not very sweet. Again, very, a lot of the spice and just kind of those, more subtle, almost, I don't want to say savory, but it's more to that spectrum than, fruity or sweet. So I just kind of described, those flavors that I liked. And Sierra said, challenge accepted. She went back into the bar and she came out with Trouble on the High Seas, which is another drink that is now on the menu.
Now on the menu.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Yeah, we had one last night.
Yeah, we actually had a round of them. Actually, Margaret and I were at Holly Paley last night, and we were doing some filming for the show. And I just wasn't in the mood to drink. And I just drank the non-alcoholic drinks while we were there. And again, I had a great time.
Yeah, it was delicious. And I think for me, I drink as well.
Yeah.
But there's a lot more that goes into the drinks than just the rum. Sure, rum can be very much a part of it.
Yeah.
But there's so much complexity with all the other ingredients that go into it that a straight edge tiki drink is very complex within itself without the rum. So
Thank you.
I think
Thank
you don't
I agree.
feel
Yeah.
when you have like a well-crafted drink, you don't feel like you're just having a glass of juice. It's like
Or
we have
Shirley
those other,
Temple.
yeah, exactly. We have those other, the spice flavors and that we associate with tiki in there.
Yeah, well, tiki drinks are considered essentially craft cocktails.
Yes.
And it's not too hard to make something taste good with rum or whatever. But I think it's more of
rum is good.
I honestly think it's more of a skill to make something that tastes great and not just like I'm drinking juice that's non-alcoholic.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say it right now. I mean, Hale Pele is pretty much my favorite tiki bar. And I think my favorite drink out of all of them is the Kiss My Kahui. It's that good.
Yeah, it's very good.
And here's the tell.
Yeah.
So I remember you two had to take off to go to a movie. So you guys left, and then me and Dieter were just hanging out. And we're just hanging out, enjoying ourselves. And
Straight-Edge Tiki's over.
Straight-Edge Tiki is over. I mean, we could have been, all right,
Yeah.
the X is gone. Let's do shots or whatever, but we didn't, right, Dieter?
Right.
Yeah, we just kind of, I was good.
Very satisfied.
Yeah. I mean, what did you think about all those drinks, Dieter?
They're very satisfying and complex drinks.
Yeah.
Without the alcohol. I'm wondering if they can kind of disguise or mask, since it doesn't have rum.
Yeah.
Is there like a non-alcoholic rum flavoring
There is.
Yes,
Yes, there is. And a good friend of mine, Ken Caldrati, who is also just amazing, crafter of pretty amazing libations. I mean, he paid through for graduate school from going to the Continental, and he was a bartender there, which is a pretty amazing bar. And he actually came up with some amazing concoctions of rum abstracts that you can actually put into drinks. Right. And for years, even before Hale Pele was really kind of on the map doing this, Ken, my buddy Ken, was doing this for me for many years and making me just incredibly complex drinks without alcohol that still have the taste. Because as much as I don't drink, I still like the taste of rum. And having the taste of rum in a drink just made it just phenomenal, So it really gave me a lot of hope years ago that this would become like a big trend and people would start really embracing it.
But has it? Has it become that trend that you thought?
I feel it is.
It actually has.
Yes,
so
it has.
Just very recently, a friend of mine who also does not drink and knows that Aaron doesn't drink sent me an article about a company that is in England, and I wish I could remember the name, but I don't. But they kind of noticed that a lot of people were coming to these bars and ordering cocktails, wanting cocktails without alcohol because people don't drink for any number of reasons. And so this guy created like an infused, almost like a dry soda, I guess, with like herbal notes and everything. So, and they were making cocktails from this like dry herbal soda that it was essentially like drinking like a gin drink. Yeah. Like a gin and tonic, but totally non-alcoholic. And gin is not, I mean, these have juice and other fruity, flavorful things in them that you can kind of get all these notes, but like gin, I mean, gin is gin. So being able to replicate something that is more akin to drinking something like gin, I think is, shows that there is like this move toward it. And unfortunately, it's not available here yet.
And I have it on here. I'm going to try to get some ordered. It is, though, however, just to let you know, in terms of dollars, $45 for a bottle of this non-alcoholic drink that supposedly replicates alcohol.
I'm not saving any money by not drinking.
Yes. Well, think about it. We're replicating like non-alcoholic spirits now, which is crazy. And at the same time, we're also synthesizing meat. So you're not. So they're kind of like walking hand in hand here. So it's going to be a very interesting world that we're living in.
When I actually posted my post for Straight-Edge Tiki, there was a lot of people that actually sent me messages saying like, "Hey, I am so glad that you did this because I don't drink alcohol." There's a lot of people in the tiki scene that don't drink alcohol.
And think they're the only one.
And they think that they're only one, but no, there's a lot of people out there that don't drink. And my feeling about this, if there's any message I'm going to put out there is I really want to push this because say you are someone who doesn't drink alcohol. Say you used to drink, but now you don't or whatever. I mean, there is pretty much no reason to go to a regular bar if you're not going to drink. Yeah. I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to sit there, you're going to drink a Coke, or you're going to drink like a grapefruit juice or something like that. It's pretty not fun at all. But my feeling with Straight-Edge Tiki with non-alcoholic drinks is if you go to a tiki bar, there is an environment. There's a full experience that you're getting. And having a straight-edge drink, a non-alcoholic drink, it doesn't even matter. Like even when yesterday, I didn't drink at all. It did not change my experience at Hale Pele one bit.
Well, right. And, I, like we established, I like to drink, but sometimes when I go out, maybe I'll have one drink and I'm like, I don't want to keep drinking alcohol the rest of the night. I don't want to have water.
Get up to work the next morning.
I've got to drive home, whatever. I just don't want more alcohol. I don't want to sit there and sip on water all night.
No.
So they're just great alternatives.
Another great thing that I think that Holly Pele does, and other tiki bars do as well, which I did not do, is garnish. So, your drinks are beautiful when you go to some place like Holly Pele. You've got leaves and flowers and all kinds of stuff sticking out of your drink. And if you're just ordering a soda, well, you have a glass and some ice. It's not very pretty. But when you order like the Kiss My Kukui or the Trouble on the High Seas or any of those others, they have the whole garnishes going on.
And to top that, one time, Sierra, God bless her, this is why I just love her more than anything on the planet. There's this one time a couple years ago, I was there and I ordered one of these. And it still wasn't on the menu, but I would walk in, she goes, Darren, you want your drink? I'm like, oh, God, yes. And then she made, out of lime and orange, she made a pirate ship.
What?
And then lit the pirate ship on fire on top of my drink. I have a picture of it somewhere. I'll post it and I'll send it to you. And so that to me is tiki. I mean, if you think about it, you don't need alcohol to relax or find paradise. I mean, if I work in a very stressful job. I have 2 very stressful jobs, but I come home and this is my paradise. This is how I self-soothe myself. And tiki is, as much as tiki is part of libations and drinks, and it's awesome, but it's also music, it's also art, it's also people.
Yeah.
Fabulous dresses.
It's also clothes, and those are the pieces that I love. And I love tiki so much that I even go to the rum symposiums that Martin Kate puts on. And it was cool at this year at Oasis, Martin Kate even said up on the stage, he said, and this year, and now we even got non-alcoholic drinks on our menus.
I think
and I was
a great idea.
So I just love the culture. I love the people. I love what it stands for. I love what it means. And, you don't need alcohol to enjoy this scene. That's the best part about it.
Not at all. And I'll tell you what, I mean, this is, if you consider yourself a good mixologist, a good craft cocktail mixologist, I raise the challenge to you. Come up with some good non-alcoholic tiki drinks. I'm really good friends with Jason Alexander up in Tacoma Cabana, and I ran this idea by him. And I remember, he actually sent me a text. He sent me a picture. It was 5 different drinks. He goes, I just made 5 different ones. Come on down and try them out.
Nice.
Awesome. So I actually set up a Straight-Edge Tiki night down there, and I made it an event. And there was about 15 of us. And all we drank was non-alcoholic drink. Again, he knocked it out of the park. And he's like, I think I might write a book about this stuff. I definitely think this is a thing. And so if you hear someone that's, they're drinking non-alcoholic tiki drinks, I'd say encourage that. Well, guys, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for
and
having
talking
us.
about Straight-Edge Tiki.
you.
And Darren, I mean, you are the spark for this. You're the inspiration for this idea. I mean, you pretty much just brought it to light for me. But and then hopefully people reading my blog and watching this show will get the message out even further.
Really quick, how many blogs have you now done on Straight-Edge Tiki?
A couple, I think 5.
See? So, I mean, it's spreading and it's infectious in a very positive way. So I got to thank you back for disseminating out there this whole amazing part of the culture that people can very much embrace and be a part of. Tiki is an inclusive culture. It really, really is.
Yeah.
And we want to welcome and invite everybody into it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. And with that, aloha, mahalo, and all that other crap.
Mahalo.
And cheers and prost.
Cheers. And prost.
And prost.
Hunter Trio.
These are delicious. Good
They
job.
really are.
Jamie,
Good job, you.
Good job sending me that was from one of the ones you sent me last night.
Text.
Yeah.
I can taste the rum in here.
Exactly.